I'm curious to know because, like I said, you were the guy that introduced us to things that we weren't exploring or we didn't know about or anything like that. So I'm curious, because we've just caught up today, like we haven't talked to each other in at least a decade-ish. What kind of stuff? I want you to throw out a couple of maybe comics or movies that you feel maybe either me or Rainwater might like, or some of the artists that listen to our show would like, that might be beneficial to them. What's some obscure shit that's really hardcore quality that you could recommend? Really in any medium. Like, name some artists or maybe some avenues that maybe all of us should go and explore. Because if there's anybody that can recommend some good shit, it's you. So what's off the radar right now that really should be on the radar?
I watch a lot of old stuff, and I watch a lot of like what people would categorize as trash. So I don't know if you want that stuff, because I find trash very entertaining because it's
trash.
I love trash. I gotta pay Sesame Street $1 billion now. So the trash stuff, I mean, I like stuff like Henenlotter's like Frankenhooker. I don't know if you've seen Frankenhooker.
No, I haven't even heard of that.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, check out Frankenhooker.
I've heard of it. I have not checked it out.
This is in the good movie column. This is not trash. This is a good movie column. Face in the Crowd. Have you guys seen Face in the Crowd?
No. Negative.
I think it just went off HBO Max, so this is not a proper time for me to be suggesting it. But I liked it so well, I went out and got the Criterion collection disc of it.
Okay.
It stars Andy Griffith of Andy Griffith Show fame.
Oh shit!
But he is a sociopathic, self-destructive rock star, country rock star.
What?
Yes.
I need this immediately.
He is incredible in that movie. Like,
what's it called again?
It's called a Face in the Crowd, and it's on Criterion Collection. And it was recently streaming on HBO Max, but it was in the like, you better watch this because we're taking it off.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to see it, but I've never wanted to pay Criterion prices to like roll the dice on that.
I hear that.
Right.
It really, really good, and it actually got a purchase out of me just watching it. Trying to go fast. I'm sure we're through our 5 minutes almost.
No, you got time.
Oh, in the trash column, here's the thing. I will shout out another podcast if that's all right with you, gentlemen.
Yeah, go for it.
How Did This Get Made is where I find a lot of my trash.
I've heard of that podcast. I haven't listened to it.
It's hosted by Paul Scheer. He's a comedian from Human Giant. He's now working a lot with Marvel. Jason Mantzoukas, who is one of the funniest, smartest guys on the planet, as far as I'm concerned. He's always entertaining. And June Diane Raphael, who is Paul Scheer's wife, and an accomplished actor. She is not just Paul Scheer's wife, but she's very. She's joined Jane Fonda in a lot of social issues.
Yeah.
And she's also in the show Grace and Frankie, if you end up liking her on the podcast. So that is that. And in the show category, as long as we're talking about shows, new show I've really glommed onto and watched the whole season about 4 times in a row. It's only 6 episodes, but Auntie Donna's Big Old House of Fun.
Okay, I'm writing that
I've never
down.
even heard of it. What platform
Is this
on?
Is this a BBC show?
It is on Netflix.
Okay.
It is a 3-man. Well, it's technically a 5-person group, but it's a 3-man in front of the camera comedy troupe from Australia, and they're friends with a lot of the Comedy Bang Bang people, and Ed Helms from Saturday Night Live is executive producer on it.
Wow.
And there's a whole gag with his name that I won't spoil for people, but it's very funny. And I routinely rewatch that show waiting for the new season. So if by chance they end up hearing this, new season, please, would be great.
Don't get your hopes up. Netflix is fucking notorious for, here's 2 seasons of a really great show. Bye. Because if I could get another season of Santa Clarita Diet, I would be fucking clapping erasers to get that shit made.
But yeah, I mean they had a very significant YouTube presence even before they got picked up by Netflix. So if they lost the Netflix show, they would still be doing stuff. I guarantee it. I could recommend stuff forever, so I'm sure I'm through.
What do
my
we get?
time now.
We got a movie, we got a TV show, we got a podcast. Is there? Oh, how about a comic? Is there a good comic that you can recommend?
A lot of my comics are old comics right now. Oh, but I've really liked Hickman's run on House of X, Dawn of X, like all the X-Men stuff.
Okay.
It's very polarizing. People love it or hate it. But Rainwater, I think you're really going to vibe on it, being an Alan Moore Swamp Thing fan.
Yeah, I did like Hickman's run on
Fantastic Four.
I think it was Shield, because he did a run with Dustin Weaver, who was another artist I interned with for a little bit, and it was different. You know, I liked what they were doing, like Da Vinci and Tesla and all this other stuff. Like, it went kind of ape shit, you know what I mean? Which I always appreciate.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I mean, I liked, Legion, the TV series with Dan Stevens on FX. That was another X-Men adjacent thing. I'm always going to recommend the Max. Please read the Max, at least the first 10
Max
issues. It's amazing.
That's a comic book?
The MTV. It's a comic book from Image Comics, and there's an MTV animated series that you can find on Amazon Prime and other outlets that profile the first 10 issues in cartoon form. So that's a lot of fun. 2 more trash picks, and then I'll be done.
Cool.
So John Stamos, if you like John Stamos, was in a little movie called Never Too Young to Die.
All right, I'm putting that down.
And it is John Stamos as he's the son of a James Bond character, not James Bond, but a James Bond character who dies. And so he has to stop the villain, who is Gene Simmons from Kiss. And so here's the thing. I need to disclaimer this for the modern day viewer. It is a mildly transphobic movie.
Oh.
If you are triggered by that,
how old is it?
Do not watch it.
Is it an older movie?
It is from the 80s.
Okay, so that explains that.
Yeah, that explains that. Gene Simmons' character is I don't even want to say a transvestite or a transsexual person, because they don't really know what they're saying in the movie to be able to have him be one thing over the other. They say he is both man and woman, 100% man and 100% woman.
Okay.
And so at times he's cross-dressing, and other times he's dressing like a man. It's all very over the top and characterized. I'm not big into that characterization. I'm not sitting there laughing about that because,
right.
My friends are dear to me, and I don't like to laugh at that circumstance. But I do think the cornier parts of the movie, such as like a rocket launcher that was invented in a college dorm room, and a tracker that is actually bubble gum, that is like a little mini microphone, but you chew it up first for it to work. I think those points are really funny. And I think I brought that one up to make the point of not devaluing something just because it may have one triggering aspect to it.
Sure.
And obviously if you don't like it, if you think it's offensive, absolutely don't watch it. Yeah. Absolutely don't. And don't support it. Vote with your money. Absolutely. Last trash pick is a little movie called JD's Revenge. It was put out on Arrow Video in Blu-ray format recently. And it is what's called a blaxploitation film. Yep. And again, I know I'm treading into very dangerous waters here. That is a genre of film, and the way I view it is that it allowed African-American actors to get work in movies that were prominent with African-American people and actors in a time where they were not getting the work they deserved.
That's right.
But the films are very exploitive in nature, and everyone involved agreed to be in them. It's like Rudy Ray Moore with Dolomite, and Petey Wheatstraw, the Devil's Son-in-Law. Yeah. Like I know our friend James Stanley Rainwater from SCAD. Yeah. He's a great dude, and he and I really bonded over a lot of really good blaxploitation movies too. Okay. But that's a good one, and the plot of it, just the log line, is a very nice, law-abiding, pleasant man gets possessed by the spirit of a malignant pimp. And so he just suddenly starts becoming this malignant pimp to everyone in his life. And yeah, and the main actor in it is Glenn Turman. He is a little known but very awesome, really good actor. If you see him, you'll say, "Oh, that guy! I've seen him in a billion things." Yeah, Glenn Turman's great, and he gives a really good performance.